you no matter what. I hope you be safe in the snow. I love you. Bye.
That was the last phone call Gabriel Taye ever made. Less than 24 hours later, his life took a tragic turn. This is one of the most heartbreaking cases of school neglect, and Gabe's story needs to be told. Gabriel Benyam was born on February 21, 2008, in Cincinnati, Ohio. Though his parents were no longer together, both remained deeply involved in his life, ensuring he was always surrounded by love and care. Everyone who knew him called him Gabe. He was a bright, kind-hearted boy with a radiant smile and endless energy. Music was his greatest love. He enjoyed singing and playing the guitar, using music to bring joy to those around him. Even at the young age of 5, Gabe had already decided what he wanted to be when he grew up. He dreamed of joining the army. He wanted to protect people, to make a difference. His mother, Cornelia Reynolds, recalled a memory that reflected his passion for this dream. One time he put on a little vest that said FBI and had an earpiece. I sent him outside to take out the trash, but he didn't come back. When I went to check, I found him standing by the door like he was on patrol. Even though his father, Benyam, no longer lived with them, he and Gabe remained close. They talked on the phone regularly, and every summer Gabe would visit him in Atlanta. One of the most cherished moments they shared was a trip to Robins Air Force Base. Gabe's face lit up with joy as he got a taste of military life. But who could have known that the dreams of this hopeful, brave little boy would never come true? At 6 years old, Gabe started first grade at Carson Elementary School in Cincinnati. Like any child, he was eager to make new friends, explore, and learn. His teachers and classmates described him as well-mannered, kind-hearted, and always willing to help others. He was so nice and funny, one of his classmates recalled. Every time I felt sad, he'd put a smile on my face. At home, he would eagerly share stories about his classmates and everything he learned. But over time, the school that once felt exciting and safe became a place of fear. One afternoon, Gabe came home with injuries on his face. When Cornelia asked the school about it, they dismissed it as a simple playground accident. Despite their reassurances, Gabe later had to have 2 of his front teeth removed. The school never gave a clear explanation of how it happened. Yet Gabe, being the sweet child he was, never made a fuss about it. No one realized this was just the beginning of something far worse. By the time he entered 2nd grade, things took a darker turn. Early in the school year, another student hit Gabe, but the school never informed his mother. Later, he suffered injuries severe enough that the school nurse had to treat him. Yet again, his parents were never notified. Cornelia only found out much later. Another incident happened on the playground. The school disciplined a student involved, but Gabe's parents were never given any real details about what had actually happened. At home, Cornelia began noticing a change. Gabe wasn't as excited about school as he used to be. Some days he came home quiet, withdrawn, but she had no way of knowing the extent of what was happening behind the walls of Carson Elementary. Then, in 2016, Gabe turned 8 and started 3rd grade. The incidents did not stop. Just a few weeks into the school year, he had an encounter with another student. The school claimed he had hit the other child and punished him for it. But later, some believed Gabe had only been trying to defend himself. Instead of investigating, the school blamed him. His mother never received a call, though they claimed they had left a voicemail. His father, listed as an emergency contact, was also never notified. As the school year progressed, more troubling incidents occurred. Yet time and time again, the school failed to notify his family. In one instance, he was targeted by another student. When Gabe tried to protect himself, the school warned him that if he reacted again, he would be punished. Meanwhile, the student who started it faced no real consequences. Later that year, he suffered a head injury on the playground. When Cornelia asked to see the surveillance footage, the school refused. Once again, she was left in the dark. Then, on January 9, 2017, Gabe had another troubling encounter with classmates. Instead of getting help, he was left to deal with it alone. Later that month, another playground incident left him hurt, but his mother was never given a clear answer as to what had happened. On January 24, 2017, just 2 days before everything changed, Gabe walked into the school restroom, unaware of what was about to happen. Inside, another student had been bothering others. When Gabe stepped in, he was suddenly shoved to the ground. He lay there for a while, struggling to get up. Other students passed by, but no one realized how serious the situation was. Eventually, a staff member arrived, but the school failed to follow up properly. That afternoon, Gabe was sent home. His mother was told he had simply fainted, but she had no idea what had truly happened at school that day. That night, Gabe felt sick. He had severe stomach pain and kept vomiting. Cornelia took him to the hospital, thinking it was just a stomach bug. The next day, he stayed home to rest. Looking back, Cornelia believes everything could have been prevented. If I had known what he was going through at Carson, it could have been prevented. On January 26, 2017, Gabe returned to school, still weak, still recovering, and walking straight back into the place that had already failed him. That morning, 2 students took his water bottle and tried to flush it down the toilet. Frustrated and exhausted, Gabe turned to a teacher for help. But once again, nothing was done. That afternoon, he came home as usual. He put his things away and went to his room. Cornelia assumed it was just another school day. But as the hours passed, the house remained silent. When Cornelia checked on him, something felt wrong. She called out his name, but there was no response. Panicked, she called for help. A neighbor rushed over. Emergency responders arrived, but it was too late. Grief consumed Gabe's family. A GoFundMe was set up, raising over $20,000, but no amount of money could bring back what they had lost. Weeks later, his parents finally gained access to the school's surveillance footage. Nothing could have prepared them for what they saw. The video revealed what had been hidden all along. Gabe had suffered incidents at school, ones that were brushed aside. Instead of receiving the immediate help he needed, he was sent home without a full explanation. His parents had no idea he had been struggling. As the truth surfaced, more parents spoke out. Other children at Carson Elementary had faced bullying too. Public pressure grew, demanding accountability. Gabe's parents refused to stay silent. They fought for change, determined to ensure no other child endured what their son had. In 2020, new reports confirmed that key incidents had been overlooked. In 2021, their fight led to real change. School policies began to shift, and bullying prevention became a priority. Gabe's story sparked a movement. His memory serves as a powerful reminder. Every child deserves a safe and supportive learning environment. And because of his story, change is happening.